Away guys, thanks.
Brad, you must have been pleased with the way the boys withstood pressure tonight.
Yeah, really pleased. I think the game, I don't know how it appeared to everyone else on the outside, but I'm pretty sure it was the same. It had a bit of an eerie sense of deja vu, didn't it, in the third quarter. But we've had obviously some really disappointing losses this year that have cut pretty deep, and it's a good night for our supporters, for everyone who's backed the club in. And but from a coaching perspective, we could have taken the loser's attitude and just said, "Gee, we've been unlucky," but we haven't done that at any point. We've taken full responsibility for the predicament we found ourselves in at times. But it's very, very rewarding when you learn from those situations and you can hold up under pressure, because there's no doubt Geelong were coming at us, and they're a great club, great team, really well led, and we were able to withstand the pressure tonight.
Well, did you make use of those the close losses at three-quarter time, or did you sort of choose to ignore them?
No, not the actual. We didn't talk about close losses, but we talked about things that we've been working on. So the way we want to play and the way that we can, when we are in a winning position, the way that we can hold up, and and the boys executed that really well. So as a coach, I think as much as you enjoy the victories, when you have losses as devastating as it is a great opportunity to teach your players, because they're really open to learn. They're open to learning when they want answers. And the losses have been tough this year, but I've said all along that we've got to make sure they're the making of us. And tonight was just one very small step in the right direction.
What was the difference though tonight, as opposed to those other games? You said that you reinforced those messages. What were those messages to say, and what did they do differently tonight that they haven't done before?
Yeah, I think we just. I'm not going to go into great detail because it's pretty specific what we needed to do, but in general terms, it's the way we want to defend, and the way we want to move the ball, and both of those were really good. The Geelong, I think, they're the most damaging side in the competition at taking the ball from defence to attack, and that burnt us throughout the night. But when you play great teams, they're going to win their fair share of footy, and I think that we were fortunate at times too, because they had a lot of inside 50s and they probably didn't capitalise. And I think that we're still a long way off Geelong. I still think they're if not the best team, they're very close to it. And we had a good night tonight. We were able to get the game going our way, but I think that we've got a lot of work to do to bridge the gap between where we are and where they are.
How much belief will this engender among the boys?
Not a heap, to be honest, because I think the belief's been there. So I think it's more reward for effort. We've had to work really hard on making sure the players are crystal clear on what we need to work on, what we do well. And I think that the coaches have done a really good job of that. All the assistant coaches with their players have done a great job in keeping the players up and keeping them focused on the task at hand. So all today is just, I suppose, reinforces the things that they've been working on, and is reward for effort. But the belief has always been there. The competitiveness has always been there. When you have close losses, the very, very easy way to describe them is, you're soft, or you're weak, or you're mentally fragile, or whatever it is. I've never believed that. We focus on the facts. We haven't been unlucky at any point. We've let ourselves down in key areas, and they're the key areas we'll continue to work on.
Some of those other defeats, there's been an issue with sort of failing to hold momentum and just slow things down. But last quarter tonight, it didn't look like you necessarily did that. It was still more of the same. You didn't really sort of stop, throw men behind the ball, and you continued to play your own game. So was that sort of one of the themes at three-quarter time? Yeah,
I think that putting men behind the ball, and there's a risk. We talked about the fact that Brent Harvey was outstanding tonight, but when you try and use him to your advantage, it gives the opposition a spare player, and if we threw numbers behind the ball, I don't know any coach in the competition that wants to look up and see Mackie, Enright, Harry Taylor by themselves at any point. So we had to live with that at times tonight as it was. So putting numbers behind the ball and going defensive just means against Geelong you just you defend the whole time. So, and you know, I don't think any side can withstand that. You know, that constant barrage. So, you know, we had to keep attacking and defending well when we had our opportunity.
Do we just assume that Brett Harvey plays on next year after a performance like that tonight? I mean, obviously it strengthens the case for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident he'll play on. I've certainly made my thoughts clear at list management. I'm only one vote though, but I hope it's a pretty important vote. But how could you argue with his performances so far this year? He's just an amazing athlete with really fortunate genetics, but to suggest it's just genetics is unfair because he prepares himself to play AFL footy like no one I've ever seen.
As satisfying as the win is it also another galling reminder of what could have been of your whole season?
No, because as I said, we haven't been unlucky. So we've put ourselves in that situation. So it's you know, it's disappointing. Of course, we want to. You know, we think we played footy that's up there with the best sides in the competition, but you know, the areas we've let ourselves down in are nowhere near you know, final standard, let alone you know, top 4 standard. So we know we've still got some work to do. We're really clear on where we sit and what we've got to work on. We've just got to keep pushing forward.
Pleased with leadership without the skipper out there?
Yeah, he leaves a huge void. There's no doubt, and I thought Jack Siebel was just unbelievable in the contest today, and you know, it's good because I don't need to talk much about Ben Cunnington and Jack Siebel anymore because their performances are speaking for themselves. So we've had great faith in them both for a long time and their leadership potential. And you know, I thought Drew was instrumental today too in you know, his leadership and the way he played. And you know, but we've had a really clear leadership group that. You know, we had contingencies in case something happened to Andrew because we didn't want to expose a 21-year-old Jack Siebel to the captaincy too early, and Drew stepped in tonight and did a really good job.
It's that goal that Geelong goal that appeared to, or did, hit the goal post. Did you feel like the third umpire from Old Trafford had jumped on the plane and come in tonight?
The good thing about AFL footy is it's just one goal. It's like not you're out, you know. But I think the Usman Khawaja comment was made about 6 times in the box by different people, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I didn't get the same angle that everyone else got. I'm loath to make too much of a comment about it, other than to say, to me, where I sat, it clearly hit the post. But, you know, it was unbelievable. I think I was as angry as every other Australian last night when that was given out. It's just, you know, an unbelievable decision. But that's sport. And you've got to move on really quickly. You know, we're working on our centre bounce structure, and you know, we made a comment, and then 5 seconds later, we're back into it. So there are frustrations in this game all the time. I'm sure no doubt the coverage tonight showed me frustrated more than once. I'm sure the other bloke in the coach's box for the opposition was the same. But you move on really quickly, and that's what you've got to do.
Any injuries tonight?
No, all clear.